Good morning. It's Mama to many blessings. I am outside right now and it is snowing. So we are going to work on the sheep barn today unless it turns over to rain. What do you think? Do you like the snow? What do you think? What do you think, Dolly? So we're going over there to go see what's going on. My kids are excited. They thought that there was ice.
I think it's going to snow for a long time, and then it's going to rain.
Oh.
And then the snow might go and it might not.
The first snow is so exciting. We are going over to the other side to where the sheep barn is. You saw last night where we got to, and yeah, so we're gonna go there. I have to kind of evaluate what we need to get done today and what we don't. So we are going over here. What they're working on is ridge poles. So the ridge poles are going up and across. I'm evaluating here how many logs we have here, and the roofing. I can really get the roofing pushed up and on a port. So nobody gets that, and then we will. I think we're just gonna start building without peeling the logs. Honestly, the sheep will probably end up peeling most of the bark off anyway. So I think that we're just gonna do that. I think we have enough logs here to do this side, but I'm not entirely sure. Either that or we might work on the front first. I have to see how it's set up because we want to get some of the roofing on. Thinking it through. So I'll just show you guys what they're doing. So they notch each end. You can see that well. I'm gonna go down there in a minute, but it's easier actually to see from up here. Each end is notched and then pushed along the ridge pole in the front here, and then it's on the back over there. So the sheep are in the old barn there. And this is what we're working on. The ground is so wet. My feet were like so frozen yesterday. But you can see that pile got burned. So remember yesterday there was that big pile here. That all got burned. So now we just have these piles of wood that will be dragging out, and the one near the girls right there. Those would be dragged out. And then that over there and that will need to get dragged out this winter. What we do a lot of times is we'll take once the ground is hard, we'll take the sleds and we'll pull the logs in the sleds. It makes it a lot easier. Usually if you just get a sledgehammer, you can usually just sledge it. If it's not in the ground, sledge it, it breaks the ice free, and then you just pull the logs out, and then we'd pull them into a pile on the other side. Let me see if you can kind of see. Our cow is like bathing in hay. Can you see that? So our log splitter is over there. She's having a happy morning apparently. If we need to, we can re-tarp the top of this building to get us through a little bit. We were just trying to get this metal roofing done. So I think what I'll do is I'll shut this off, and then we'll come back with what we get done. Okay, so she's bringing the logs over. We are getting there. I'm gonna come down here, show you where we're at. I got my coffee. They're in their building. Sort of. They were actually coming out to play, but Look how nice it's looking. We are not professionals. We're just doing this. It's like we homestead like kind of like old homesteaders and try to use stuff that we can. We don't really know what we're doing. We just try to make it work. So that's just us making it work. These are not like instructional videos on how to do it, because don't follow us at all. Because we don't really know what we're doing. We just make whatever work. And I want to encourage you though that you can make things work too. It doesn't have to be just so. So I'll show you where this is at. So this we did a little bit different. You can see the back wall has like a footer down here and then a top, and we lifted the wall up. This is a little bit different. We have the footer. What we're doing is we will measure. See how they have a new board down here? That's a new board. So we will measure. Go ahead and bring that over there. You want to mark it, Cheyenne? I know, I'm not in my spot. So basically we're just taking a pole and then we're marking the top here and cutting it. And then we line them all up on the ground, nail the bottom in, stand it up, and then nail down from the top. See those are pole barn spikes. So those are just nailed from the top. They have the all the cross beams here. Those aren't tacked in yet though. We're gonna tack those in a minute. So the goal for today is to finish getting this wall up and then get this roof on, which is up hopefully under the snow, but hopefully not too far under the snow. I didn't end up moving it. So we have some scraps here. So she's seeing if any of the scraps would actually fit in the holes here. I'll just show you from this side. That's the one that they just marked and cut. And then it will go in here. Turn it. Spin it a little bit. Spin it because it's kind of like at an angle. There we go. So then we'll just take that. So we hold that in this space for a minute. And then the next one we cut, we just kind of lay them down here on the ground, and then we'll tip the base up and then nail them from the bottom. It's actually easier to work in the snow than it is in the rain, I think. There we go. Perfect. So she's going to measure that one with that one in there. This is, she has that tall one there. So she's just measuring the top here, marking it a little bit. He'll cut it. Out will come up. So none of these are getting in right now. These are just like, we're just marking them off. So now what we do is we'll leave this one in and lay this one down. Lay this one down here. And we'll lay them all out like that. So we use the current one in, mark the next. You get what we're doing? Doesn't mind the snow. We've had Coyote out back. She's been lifting her head like, what's going on? Yes, the cows have that big area and they would prefer to be outside. A lot of times animals want to be outside versus in a barn, and that's okay. Just let them be. They will be fine. They have fur. God gives them fur to be able to warm themselves up. And if it's really nasty, then they'll get under shelter where they need to be. All right, we'll be back in a bit. Good. Excited?
Yeah.
Oh, crap. I was thinking you have all that wool and stuff that we could, that like dirty wool, we could try to stuff that in between some of the things.
The what?
The crappy wool.
That's what she was saying.
Oh.
She was saying she had wool, so she was gonna ask you about it or whatever, and I was thinking about that too.
Yeah.
But not today, because
No, not today.
Too much today.
We're done today. Once this roof gets on, we're done.
You can hold this. We have to put the fencing outside. That metal, the
Roofing.
yeah, the stuff.
When you guys come up, I can send some people down too. I'd like these boards to get out of here so the sheep don't get hurt. The boards to get out of here, and then the metal roofing, let's bring that onto the porch underneath the thing so we'll know where it is. And then later I'll send Josh down, or whatever, we can use the other saw to saw these off. And those can go on the porch too, those long ones that go with these, and the scraps to that can all go on the porch. Because probably what we're going to do is along that side over there. I don't know, I'm kind of debating two things. I was just thinking, Cheyenne, I'll tell you my debation now.
I know she's talking to me, but I need to finish this because I am going numb.
I'm thinking, what if we had an area here that went across with a long beam, and then we came out and that way and down. So what we do is we'd make one section, so it would be like one roofing, wide probably, and this would be Lila's part, so this here would all be like logged, right? And then it would go out, and we could do short logs all along like that. There's short ones because we have a lot of short ones already cut off out back, all along like this and then like this, right? And then the roofing would go on top of that. So Lila would have a section here, and we'd make like a little wall here, so it'd be Lila. And then right here, if she wanted to, she could lock, like put whatever for baby.
Where's my glove? I have it.
Okay. For baby plants.
Hadassah can take those because she's going to bring that screw gun in. And this is, just bring it all inside because we'll use them again when we go to put the other roof on.
Okay. Do you want to hear my idea?
Sorry, I dropped.
So last year there was an instance where you wanted to get your lambs separate from your moms, right?
Or they had a home for themselves but can also come back to their mom.
Yeah. So I'm thinking, what if on this half we took something about this high and ran it straight across to that one, right?
Yeah.
And then we like filled in this, but that would be open. And then we take a bunch like this, just one roofing width going this way. Or maybe, I don't know, did he say one or two roofings that we had?
I think we have 3 left, he said. So 1 for there. We might have 2 wide.
Right. So we'd put roofing on here. I don't know if it would be like this way or whatever. So we'd put roofing on here, one or two depending. Lila would have her spot here. So we'd kind of have it like this, all along, right?
Yeah.
And then Lila would have this. We'd build a wall, just like with these, in here. And then the whole back would go that way. And then this would be another open section here. So what you could do is you could set up this, maybe with a bar across, and the lambs could go under it, but the mums couldn't get in there.
Yep.
And then you'd have that more space. So if you did grow bigger, there'd be a lot of space.
You can go ahead and do that.
I mean, if we get more money too, there is actually stuff that you can buy. It'd be like $200 to fill in all those cracks appropriately, but we'd have to do it next summer because it has to be a certain temperature for it to.
Well, if it's that white poofy stuff, I am never gonna put that in.
No, it's not white poofy stuff. It's actually like chinking for like a log cabin.
Okay. I remember we had whatever and crack filler or whatever, and it's pretty much
Sheep and goats eat
poison,
that.
and we had it where the animals ate it, and I'm not gonna do that and risk having
No.
unborn lambs and everything else.
Right.
So a lot of staying.
I mean, really, if you want to and whatever, you can even take crappy tarps and put crappy tarps in here. Especially for this winter. Just crappy tarp that inside. Do you love it?
Mm-hmm.
Do you love it now?
Yep.
Are you kind of happy? So if we get a day, like if it melts and whatever, then you could work on getting the flooring out while we went in the woods to get more logs or something. So that 12 would actually be perfect to go along that probably. That one right there to make that.
I'm not 100% if
And
that's
then-
what 12 or not.
Well, we could try it. And then Lila will have her spot too, because we wanted to make something for Lila. On the inside of Lila's area, we could put some of that OSB.
She just said she was online, so she was just waiting yesterday. She wouldn't let
I'm just holding this for a minute. So I don't know how you do it.
What?
I don't know how. Do you go around this pole? Actually, you know what? That will be okay. That will be okay here because it's pretty much stopped. But that fencing needs to get put somewhere. I'm not going to.